And welcome back, guys, to another episode of City Skylines. My name is Sports Monkey, and welcome back to the city of Franklinville. Just as a reminder, I am using the City Skylines Sunset Harbor DLC, and just welcome back to my returning subscribers, and welcome to anybody who is just watching my channel for the first time. So, just a little recap from last episode is I created this lovely little canal side residential area. It is high density residential, and we just decided to build some canals around it, and it looks really, really cool. So I'm pretty excited about that. So now, and actually, while you guys are off camera, I did add a little bit of this residential area to kind of fill in and connect it to the remaining part of our suburbs, the early part of our city that we created. So this looks really cool. I do like the rocks and the trees and whatnot. But I did, if you zoom in, I did steal an idea from a subscriber, and I will put his channel up on the screen when you guys are seeing this. But he did have this idea of creating suburbs and kind of placing a fence around the suburbs. So I did kind of steal the idea from him. I will make sure to place his the name is kind of just escaping me, so I will just post it. And so for today, as you can tell, we do have some demand for residential, and that's why we do need some educated employees. That's because we have a demand for residential, and a big demand. So since we already have high density residential over here, I figured we can kind of continue that theme and kind of make a business park mixed in with some high density residential. So let's do it. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna maintain kind of like the rectangular shape that we have with our canals, and we're gonna just continue to build off of that. And I know that sounds boring, but you'll see exactly what I'm gonna do to make it a little bit different. All right, so we have this square. I know you guys are like, oh, it's so boring. Well, let's fill it in with roads. And so what I want to do is kind of create, so this is there's gonna be an IT cluster, a part of this. So we want to add some IT buildings that we don't need them to expand too massively. Like, IT buildings are very huge and they get very tall. So I'm trying to kind of limit it and then add some commercial to it. And you guys will see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm building these small squares, which are about 240 by 240. There we go, and we'll do that. So we'll have a very small IT cluster, and then we're gonna have commercial mixed in and residential. So that'll look neat. So we'll do that there. We'll put that there. Oh, nope. Nope. Put that going this way. So this is where our residential is gonna be. And our IT cluster is going to be up here. So that is going to look pretty cool. Oh, that fits perfectly. And then we'll go, no, we won't do that. All right, so let's start planning this out. We are going to need to district this whole entire area, and I do need to cut off our green city look. So there's that. So, all right, so we have this over here. Now, what type of buildings can we place? So when you're building the IT cluster, don't forget to add don't forget to add the IT cluster little indicator so you actually can build IT clusters. And that, I know that sounds stupid, but if you forget to do it, your IT cluster will not build. And I'm just trying to think of what could fit perfectly in here. Maybe, you know what, we're going to continue the self-sufficient green city buildings, so we kind of have some, so it kind of looks the same. So what we did over here is kind of carrying over. So let's do that. All right, so now let's start filling in carefully our office space. So we're going to pause this for now. So we're going to fill in, we want a giant IT cluster there, or a giant building there. We want a giant building there. Now remember, the buildings can go 4 by 4, and that is the biggest building you can build in City Skylines. So that's how we're going to get our big skyscrapers. This one might be a little too big. No, 4x4. That's okay. We can fill that in. That won't be a problem. So we're going to have lots of skyscraper IT clusters, hopefully, if all goes well. Now what we want to do is we want to actually add in some commercial. Let's put in, I'm just putting in low density commercial, so I really don't want too many skyscrapers, but I'm going to assume that I lose that battle with City Skylines. I know I can put in a skyrise band, but the problem is we want the IT clusters to grow, so that would actually kind of contradict what I'm trying to do. So I'm just going to add these like this, and we're just adding them very carefully. So we're not doing anything too crazy. We do have a high demand for commercial, by the way. Then we'll bring this all the way over here. And then we will fill this in with residential soon enough, so give me a second while I keep filling in this commercial. Now, all this will not fill in all at once. Our demand is not that great for, like, I mean, the bar is about halfway, so there you could say that there's definitely demand for it, but it's not going to fill in like in 2 seconds. Remember, I'm on an Xbox One console, and my console, you know, if you've watched my channel for a long time, it does not generate nearly as quickly as the PCs do. So just giving everybody that heads up. It's not that I've done anything wrong. It's just that's the way this game goes when it comes to City Skylines and playing on a console gaming system. So we're gonna beautify this a little bit. You know what, I'm gonna add these details later, but I'll just finish this one off and you guys can kind of see what I do in general. It's nothing too crazy, but you're just trying to make it look nice. You know, I'm not an expert at detailing. There are way better detailers out there, trust me. If you are a City Skylines fan and you love this game like crazy, definitely check out a PC Builder subscribers. They are pretty awesome at what they can customize. Now remember that I'm playing City Sky. I'm playing the gameplay basically that's called vanilla. So you are limited in what you can build. So just giving you that heads up. It's nothing bad. I still can do pretty much everything that a PC can do, but they can do just a little bit more. So I'm adding our high density residential to this area. And we're gonna need transportation. So I am gonna detail this as part of the city later on. But just, you know, I'll do it when I'm off camera and you guys don't have to watch every single second of it because it is very tedious work, as you just saw me place those trees. So you kind of understand what I'm talking about already. So that is good to know that you guys already know what I do. All right, perfect. So we'll put that and then we'll, oh shoot, I messed that up, but there you go. All right, so let's now add some, we're gonna need some parks and stuff, so it's not so, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not so boring. And if I go over any of the IT cluster buildings, that is okay. I'm not really too concerned about that. So we're just adding a couple of these buildings and we're gonna add some paths. So let me just see where, okay, so let's add some paths to this area. Why is that? There you go. Add some nice paths to, and then we want people to actually be able to get to the IT cluster. That would also be good because we need employees actually working at this IT cluster. So that's a huge positive that we have people doing that, or we could have people getting to work. There you go. I don't know why that path did not work, but whatever, we'll fix that later on. Cool. Awesome. So this is going to turn out really well, I think. And what we actually need to do is we actually need to connect the city up, but I'll do that later. And I do want to add a metro line, kind of. Let's see. Oh, that's a path. All right, so we want to put it around some of these. Okay, perfect. Right, literally right there. Did you guys see that? Literally right there is perfect. It was right between buildings and right, let's see, you can see it. There you go. It's literally right between a commercial and an IT cluster. So let's go underground and let's just see what we have option-wise to connect it. Now, a lot of these are highways. Some of these are trains. Okay, it's going to be very hard to identify the subway, the metro system. I feel like this is a metro line right there. Like this one. This one's definitely a train. This one up here is metro. So this is going to be very interesting to connect. So we need to go underneath. Oh boy, we need to actually go around the canals. Can't go through them. There we go. So we'll have that system in place, and then we'll create. We'll connect here, then we'll go over here. I'm gonna have to change the color of that. I would go over here. Then we'll have it go here, and then we'll have it go over into the city. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long metro line. Comment section below. Do you guys think this long metro line is actually a good idea? My vote is actually it's not gonna be a good idea, but you know, as the creator of this, I fully support myself in how I'm doing this, but it might be a little too long, but we'll go with it. Basically, we want people to be able to get to the business center and whatnot, and it'll be okay, hopefully. Knock on wood. And get it right back. Perfect. So we have that. We will want a bus system in place, but I'm going to connect it. So off camera, guys, I'm going to actually do some work, and you guys will see it see this thing fully rendered in about 10 seconds. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day, and have a great weekend. Thank you. And welcome back, guys. So we now have a filled-in business park IT cluster, and this is how it looks. It looks pretty cool. As you can tell that the IT cluster buildings are very tall, but we also do have high-density residential right there, so it kind of fits in it perfectly. And what I did do is I did my normal. I did add a couple parks like there, like right there, a little bit of, and some paths and stuff like that. I did add some trees for density, and I did, like I said, add another park and just added these small buildings. I do like that I used the low density commercial buildings so that we don't have super tall skyscrapers. And I know that's kind of against the IT cluster idea and the high density residential, but you know, I figured those buildings look a lot better than the low density commercial or high density commercial. So, you know, it's like a little cool mini little city, and I did add some more rock work and stuff like that. We do have one building that is abandoned, and that is annoying me, but you know, it filled in really, really nicely, and I couldn't be happier with it. And you know, adding these details has definitely been an incredible learning experience for me for playing City Skylines. I noticed a lot of you love it, and I love it, and you know, a lot of subscribers have been added the last few weeks because of adding more details. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys like the look of the city as much as I do, because it's really, really fantastic. So again, if you have any questions, or remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I do appreciate all the support. Have a great rest of your day, and have a great weekend.